Hello, Flosstube. Good morning. It is Saturday, hold on a second, October 26th, and my name is Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches, and this is Flosstube update number 88. I said it already, I think. Today is Saturday, October 26th. This is a channel about cross-stitching. So I'm gonna get started. It's maybe a little longer today. What I decided to do was go over all my Christmas projects. Some are Christmas gifts and some are just Christmas themed. Just two, I guess, are, for myself, Christmas themed things. Or I don't know what. Anyway, what I'm going to do with them. But, so I have, like I said, I have them all, and, and I work on one and not work on another or whatever. And I was going to do work on one part of it, and I couldn't find the thread color anywhere, and I was pretty sure I had pulled them all, pulled all the threads for everything, but I couldn't find, sorry, this hair is bothering me, I couldn't find the color, and so, I was going through, so I thought, I have about basically 2 months, not quite 2 months, before Christmas. So I wanted to assess how far I was along on everything, and I'm making some pretty good progress, and there's a couple of them that I think I'll be able to finish soon, maybe. So anyway, I thought today would be a good day to sort of go over everything and see where I am. And talk about which ones I've worked on this week, and which ones are, still need to be worked on. So, let's just get right to it. The first one I want to talk about is this little Hummingbird kit. It's a bookmark kit, I should say. It's got hummingbirds, sorry about the glare on there. Well, it's really pretty. Hummingbirds and flowers. And it's in the middle, it just says hum. Yeah. Anyway, it's really pretty and really cute, and I've been wanting to do it for a long time for my my mother and my aunt are both into reading real books, and I thought a bookmark would be nice. Anyway, I hadn't worked on it in a long time. I worked on I had to have my sister blow up the chart for me, because the chart's it's usable, I guess. I looked at it with my glasses on the other day, and I thought, well, it's not that bad. But if I was, trying to stitch off of it, I would kind of probably go a little blind looking at it. So I had her, blow it up on the computer a little bit larger. So anyway, I had not worked on it very much. I had done the framework and sort of this branch and a little bit of this hummingbird's tail. And I had just started doing the really lightest yellowish green. It's called avocado, the color. And yeah, so I just started. I did this whole leaf down here and this leaf here, and I started on the flowers, and I did this leaf here. So I did sort of all the greens, this green color. And so there's some more pinks in the flowers here, and I think there's some white also in this. And then I have to do the two hummingbirds, their wings and their beaks. And there's the other hummingbird will go. This is part of the hummingbird's chest. This little dot of pink here. So the other hummingbird goes here. Yeah, so, but I made some pretty good progress on it, yeah. So, So that's coming along. It will probably take me a little while because it's just a lot of sort of confetti in their bodies here. You know, it's a lot of just, you know, 2 or 3 stitches of this color and 2 or 3 stitches of that color. But it's better than it was. This is a kit, so it came with the threads, and you know, you had to kind of separate them. And this, I talked about this before. There's like, you know, mocha brown and beaver gray, you know, and all the colors are very similar, and so you have to kind of decide which one is which. And part of it is based on how many skeins of each color you get in the kit. But they're not, you know, they're not really labeled, and I don't think the colors correspond to DMC colors. So it's kind of hard to do. Anyway, but so I'm making progress on it. The other one I worked on a lot was this Teresa Kogut Freebie it's called The Ones You Love, with this giant snowman. And you know, I was looking at the stitch count. It's something like a little bit short of 150, I think, across, and 130, I think, up in, you know, something like that. And you know, it's bigger than it looks, really, because of it's just you know, it's so, you know, on 8x10 paper or whatever, 8x11 or whatever, it doesn't look that big, but once you start stitching, it's big. It's a lot of stitching, no matter how many, you know, how like a small, or, you know, thread count your fabric is. I'm gonna go ahead and take this out of the hoop, just so you can get a better look at it. But anyway, it's a big puppy. The world's largest snowman, as I call it. So I did work on this a lot. I finished his hat. Here's his little hat. I finished his hat, and the bunny was done a long time ago, and I finished this little fringe on his scarf, and I finished the words. And I was happy to know, not happy, you know, because I don't wish Teresa Kogut any bad things, but I was happy to know that, you know, I'm not the only one making mistakes. Yeah, I talked about last week. I talked about some of the mistakes that I was finding in the Andorian that my sister made, and I found a mistake or two in the Santa Claus chart that I'm working on for my sister that she had made, and so I've talked to her about the Santa Claus one, and the Andorian. I don't know that I've discussed it with her as extensively about all the mistakes that I'm finding. Where, you know, it's things like, excuse me just a minute, it's things like where a thing was done on one side but not on the other, or it's slightly different from one side to the other, and where it's supposed to be symmetrical. And so I just have been circling where I found mistakes and whatever. But in this one, if you'll notice, this L and O are very close together, because these little serifs, sorry, I've got something in my eye, sorry. Down here on the word love is a good example of the L. So there's a little tail there and a little tail there, right? So I had stitched this part, the ones you love, right? And then I went to do these two words up here, and so I did the L, and I was looking at the pattern, and it did not have these little tails on the L. So I didn't put them in there because I was just doing what it was on the pattern. And then as I was doing this one, this L has the tails, and I realized it was different in that one. So I looked at this L, and it has the little tails on it. So I did them here, and I went ahead and added them in here after the fact. I just happened to have a little piece of this color, and I did the L's, the little tails on the L, excuse me. and I was doing this one, and the E here had a stitch, was a stitch short. It had like, so like this crossbar and this crossbar were the same length as this middle crossbar. And so I took it all out and redid it so that, because down here, these E's are correct. There's 2 stitches on the upright column, and then 1, 2, and then the little hook. And so this one was stitched differently. The little hook, the little top crossbar only had, like, you know, anyway, it was wrong. And then this L, I think, also was missing the little tail things on there. So yeah. So I don't feel so bad about, like, when, you know, I miscalculated, and this line here is like one stitch too high, I think, or too low, or one or the other. It's you know, like off by 1 in the wrong place. But I don't feel so bad now because I had to correct, you know, these letters here. But now it's all right now. And also, I think it had this a different color. This one little dot in the O was a different color than everywhere else, and so I just made the decision to make it the same color. So yeah, but so I did all that, and so all I have left, yeah. So his hat is done and everything's done, and all that's left is the endless snow, and I did a little bit of that. That's what this is. This thread is. I did like a line, I think, or I'm in the middle of finishing that line. Anyway, so now I just have lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of snow to finish on this. But there it is, coming along. So it's I wouldn't say it's almost done, but it's more done than it was. And that's what really counts. It's more done than it was. Sorry. Okay. So then another one I worked on was, Happy Camper. My own little slight revision of it. So there's the original. Another little kit. And here's my adaptation. I'm changing it to look a little more like my brother's little trailer. And so I'm working on the gray right now. And I did start on, because I got to the end of the thread. And so I just take a break, and I'm working on, I did decide to put the yellow in the windows. And so I figured that was a nice little yellow. And I still haven't decided about the heart on the door here, and then I'm going to put the words, the Happy Camper words down here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use the greens that were, it looks blue on this video, but they're greens, dark green and light green down here, I think. Maybe the red heart, maybe, I don't know. I haven't decided about that yet. I talked about that last time. But I did start on the windows here, so I'm going to make this window yellow, and maybe I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I made some significant progress on that. Hopefully that one, it should be pretty easy to finish. And then also worked on a little bit of this dragon Biscornu. Is that? Yeah. Still not much. I still have a long ways to go on this, but I did a little bit more on this dragon. He has another foot now. I did this other shade of green, and there's some darker green, like trim along here and his bottom. And I was doing this his chest, this yellow color, and there's another color that goes in here in between, you know, those white spaces, and I could not find that color. And I would look through all my projects, and it's actually the same gold color that's used in the Blackwork Angels, the black and gold colors designs, and it's this the missing color is that same gold, because I was like, why can I not find that? Surely I would have pulled it, for this project, and it's in there. But anyway, so yeah, so I made some progress on this dragon. At least he's got another foot now. So I just have to, and most of his chest. So I have to finish his chest, and then there's 3 more of those dragons and castles and everything. I have not done the castle yet, because that's another shade of like blue, I guess, or something. And the window, so yeah. And again, these are like random. There's another flag that goes here that's this color, and then these are like it's like a flowery thing here. But so I did the like I had some short lengths of thread, so I did these little. That's what these little random things are. So I did work on the dragon, and excuse me, I did like one little tiny thing on this gnome. I put his little cheeks and his nose in. There's his nose and his cheeks. And I was looking to do some other colors, and I just didn't have, sorry, cat hair floating around somewhere. Got in my eye, ouch. Okay, so, yeah. And again, I was looking at the colors, and I didn't seem to have what I needed. So, but I did pull it out and look at it at least. So yeah, I'm going to have to make sure I have the colors for it handy. And then I worked on the Andorian, and this is the one that I keep finding little errors in, and some of them are marked for myself. I don't think it shows up, but anyway, the little Andorian guy, and so I worked on him a little bit. I did put his other antenna in. I haven't put, there's like a darker blue that goes in the center of the antenna that I haven't done yet. And I'm working on his face. I did, I don't know if you can see a little bit of this light blue, another blue outline around the edges here. Just inside this gray line. And then I'm working on the blue of his, top of his face right here. So he's coming along, this little Andorian. And I worked just a tiny bit on, I want to knock this off the needle. Yeah. This is the, I have control issues. I don't want to show that because it's just a pattern, there's not a picture. So this is part of the little, it's like a game controller thing. And it comes down below here. There's some, like, it's sort of oblong little extensions that come down here. If any of you have ever seen a game controller, Anyway, and then these are going to be blue, red, and yellow buttons, and a little crossbar button. This is supposed to be black, but the design was designed to be done on white. But so I think I was gonna do this in black anyway, and like have there's a darker color, different color that goes on the bottom of this plus sign here. But I think what I'm gonna do is find like a kind of a gray color. It's not quite as just plain black to go on here, so that I can see it more easily as I stitch it. And then there's another color, like I said, a sort of a gray color that goes underneath it to give it some like dimension. And then I think I've decided that the blue color that goes on this button here, that I'll use that to write for the letters, because the letters are charted in black, again, to be done on like basic white fabric. But, so I think I'll do that. I have control issues. I'll do those in the same blue that I'm doing this little button in, which is a sort of a bright blue. I think it might be this one of the same colors that's in the Andorian there. Anyway, so like I said, there's those buttons. There's really not much to for this one either. It's a fairly small design. I just haven't worked on it. Speaking of which, another one I haven't worked on, but that's on my list is this this bookmark here that I'm doing, the Iris bookmark, and so it's, do I have this bright? Yeah. It's in the same place it was before, The purple part of the iris goes in here, and the stems go down here. And then more of this more stems and more of this mottled coloring, whatever, go in the background. But, and then purple across the bottom here. Yeah. But, so it's it's coming, but there's a lot to do on that one as well. Sort of a lot. And then, sorry, let me see here. Another one that I almost forgotten really that I had it, and that's this Prairie Schooler Santa. I don't know how I could forget, but it's there. And like I said, I haven't worked on this in ages either. So there's Santa still. Pseudo Santa. Yeah, so I want to work on that. I really do. Because he's cute. He's holding, I don't know if you can tell, but these are lamb legs. He's holding a lamb, and then there's a sheep behind him. So, yeah, I want to work on it because I love these sheep. This little lamb and this sheep. I just haven't done it in ages. And the other one I have not worked on is the Prairie Schoolers, the Blackwork Angels. I'm still working on this one here. I've done two others. The one with the lambs, if I can find it. This one. And then Joy, this one here. So, there's Joy. And there's the one with the lambs. And then this is the one with the harp that I'm working on now. And I have not made any progress on it since the last time I showed it on here, which was, I don't know when, 2 weeks ago? I took it to Albuquerque. So, I don't know. Yeah, maybe 2 weeks ago. And then my one and only FFO, not FFO, finished. My one and only finish, not FFO. It's not FFO yet. Is the Christmas Eve ride. This one here. So of course I haven't worked on because I finished it. This one is my only finish so far. But I'm getting closer. So I'm hoping if I concentrate on the ones that are almost done, like the Happy Camper, and if I work on those bookmarks, everything, I think I'm really close to finishing. But I'm really not. But I still don't know if spreading the love and doing them doing a little bit on each one is better, or concentrating on one and just finishing it. And I kind of want to just finish some stuff, just get them done and get them out of the way. Like the Happy Camper one, it's so small and it's so close to being done that I want to just finish it. And the Biscornus, the gnomes and the dragons, when I was working on that dragon, it went pretty quickly. I mean, I had just small sections to go, so it was easy to do. But you know, it'll take me a while to do the bigger parts. But once I get that done, then the smaller parts, it's just a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and it went pretty quickly once I got going on it. So if I would just do it. So I have basically 8 weeks, maybe not quite 8 weeks, maybe 6.5, 7 weeks. You know, the trouble is that it's not trouble, but good trouble, is that, you know, November and December, there's a lot of family things and special things like maybe concerts or whatever, you know, special activities going on. Well, like this week, for instance, my Aunt Alice was visiting. And so, there, you know, we did some family things and whatever. So I maybe didn't have quite as much stitching time as I would have had, you know, if I didn't have those activities going on. But, you know, it's all, you know, it's good, you know, to have family visit and everything else. But, and the other thing I did was yesterday I had a little bit of fall. Anyway, oh, so sorry, I was starting to say that, you know, so I might not have as much stitching time as I would ordinarily have between now and Christmas, but hopefully, you know, I'll get some more done. Anyway, then, so I do have a little bit of haul, just a tiny bit, because yesterday, my sisters and I, well, went to see a movie. We went to see Gemini Man, the Will Smith movie. It was okay. It was pretty good. It wasn't as bad as a lot of reviews have been saying. I don't know. They expect everything. You know, it's funny because everything, if it's not a blockbuster, it's a failure somehow. And it really wasn't a bad movie. But, you know, anyway, so we went to go see Gemini Man yesterday. And we went to do simmering around. So we went to Walmart because I had to pick up a few things just because. And so I got another pair of scissors, and they're Stork scissors. I have, you know, I think 2 pairs like this already. I mean, I have one that's, I have 2 unicorns, and I think 2 storks, and this is the third one. But I just, you know, I have all my little projects in separate bags. I have mostly Ziploc bags, you know. But so I have various and sundry scissors in them, and so I just need another one. So I got another pair of scissors. And then we went to Joann's, and again, like Bendy Stitchy had mentioned, you know, you can using blanket yarn instead of chenille trim. To trim FFOs, and I had shown last week some blanket yarn that I had picked up at Hobby Lobby, and I found this one, Bernat blanket yarn. 10.5 ounce. Anyway, I don't know anything about yarn. I don't knit or crochet, and I don't want to. But anyway, so this is black, and it's nice and thick, and it'll make, you know, nice trim on various projects. So yeah, so I went ahead and got that, and I think it was Also, it was on sale, I think. They were having, everything's always on sale. Oh, sorry. Everything's always on sale at Joann's. We were kind of joking about that. Free pattern on the label. I don't know. We were joking that Joann's is always having a sale. My sisters and I get emails or texts or emails all the time about, the big blowout sale at Joann's. And everything's always on sale. But, it's good. I use my coupon code and whatever, So, anyway, that I got the blanket yarn. So I have a green skein and a black skein to use as various trims for various things. I might use that on the Blackwork Angels. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, I have a lot of things to work on between now and Christmas, and I'm just hoping to get them all done by then. I'm still working on the model stitching for the Christmas pattern that my sister did, the 10 minutes to midnight, 10 minutes to midnight thing that she did, and she's actually working on. I'm trying, sort of pushing her in certain directions. I want my sister to do what she's inspired to do, but also, to maybe see some current patterns and look at them and give her some ideas about what she can do or whatever. And she's come up with some seasonal patterns also, one for Halloween or fall. There, one for fall, one for spring, one for there's another one. Anyway, but so she's working on some ideas, and it's good because I'm not creative in exactly that way so much. I know what I like when I see it, and but that's one thing that I struggle with is like FFOing something, and I don't have all these. It's amazing to me that what some people think of, like, oh, I'm gonna put this charm on there and that charm on there, and like Pam and Steph or Priscilla and Chelsea, and show off their finishes or whatever, or the finishes that their finishers do, or Teresa Vanette, uses buttons and things, and I'm like, it's really hard for me to know. And so, I was watching a couple of Vana's tutorials about like how to do a stand-up and how to do a flat fold and mounted flat fold or whatever, and I was like, oh, it's so hard to do. It was all I could do to do, like, I made some trim, and I've made some little pillows, and they're coming out fine, but it's like I don't want to make like everything I own make into a pillow or whatever. And this framing, I have done a lot of framing before. The ones that I've done in the past that I've given to my mother, were framed, and I framed them myself. I didn't do like lacing and pinning and things like that back in the day, but that certainly is not that difficult, I think. But the more I know, I did, like, as my sister told me, you did what you did back then because you did what you knew. And now that I know more, maybe I could do more, maybe I could do better. Yeah, it's not my strong suit, and I don't have time and money to send it off to be finished by someone else, whatever. So whoever gets what I make has to, you know, put up with what I can do. And I'm hoping that it's, you know, that I can finish things like the bookmarks, that I can, you know, make them, if not exactly like the instructions say, do something similar so that they're you know, they're viable as bookmarks. Like, for instance, the iris bookmark has like a you know, instructions on like making a tassel or something like that, and I don't know that I'm gonna make that tassel. I might just like mount it on fabric and do, you know, something different with it, but, you know, I don't know yet. That's another bridge I'm gonna cross when I get to it, if I ever finish that, you know. So I have to finish the bookmark before I can FFO it. So and, you know, I have lots of time to think about that before I actually get to it and finish it. Anyway, so I have a lot of stitching cut out for me that I done myself, and I sort of like, I feel like I'm missing out on things because, you know, because I've committed to doing all the stitching. But it's good. It's fun, actually, too, because I'm, you know, concentrating on things that I'm gonna give to members of my family, whatever, you know. So excuse me, I'm watching my cat because I don't know what he's doing. Okay. But it's good to have, you know, lots of projects, I guess, because I'm giving them all to family members. It's just that I've put a lot of pressure on myself to finish everything on time, and you know, I might finish on time, and those things that I don't finish, I can, you know, I can do something else for gifts for them. Where's my cat? Sorry. People who own cats know that cats go into reverse very easily, and I'm sort of making sure he doesn't do that. No, I guess he's not going to. Okay. But anyway, so I have a lot to do, and hopefully I can find some time to sort of concentrate on things and get her done, as they say. Anyway, so that's my what I've worked on, what I'm planning to work on, you know, my future plans, my whips, and my one finish. So I'm hoping to have more finishes to show by next time. Okay, so I think that's it. Did I cover everything? I think I covered everything. Okay, so again, I'm Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches. I always forget to say welcome back to my subscribers, and welcome to any new viewers who are watching this for the first time. And again, if you're new and, you know, if you hit subscribe, subscribe to my channel, you can be treated to my lovely face every week. It's probably going to make for some interesting covers. Anyway, so I'll be back next week, hopefully with more updates and maybe a finish if I work really hard. And I will see you next week, I guess, because of a cat who's about to jump up here and wreak havoc. Oh, here's Puck. Oh, wait, let me see. Here's Puck. He wants to be kissed. He wants to purr. He wants to jump over my shoulder. Okay. All right. I think Like this Puck's about to wreak havoc and knock everything over. There's his tail. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. And you stretch your bones. We're going to have a little cuddle session. Stretch your bones to the sky. And Mama, get your belly button. And this armpit. And this armpit. Because kitty cat armpits are not stinky. No, they're not. He says, please don't make me do a dance. I'm not wearing any pants. And kiss all your cheeky cheekbones. Because they are full of love. Picky ding, picky ding, picky ding ding. 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 I don't know if you can hear, but he's purring, 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 purring. He has to have his daily snuggles. Here he is. He's not going to look at the camera. Jump, jump, boom. Okay. Sorry. There's a bit of cat loving at the end. And now here comes Snug because he's jealous. No, okay. All right, bye. I'll see you next week.